Greetings, everybody. A couple minutes late there. We're messing around in the green room. Probably did not go live until halfway through my sentence there. But this is the advanced uh, technological analysis of what's going on with Crowdcast. And so we've got some people with us. Uh, Ron Snaberger joined me first this morning, and then also Bill Graham joined me. And then a couple minutes late there, we're messing around in the green room. Oh, this happened to me yesterday. Hang on. Did not go live until halfway through my sentence there. But this is the advanced.
How come we're hearing that?
It's because it's feeding live to other places.
Let me see if it's me.
And so we've got some people with us. Ron Snaberger. Same thing happened to me yesterday, so I think it has to do with. Well, whatever the case is, it stopped, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's not worry about it then. Yeah, there's certain things, of course, we haven't figured out yet, but we're going to try an analysis of things. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I noticed that Craig actually joined us live and has entered a question for us. Thank you very much. Be it known, I'm really not asking for too many questions because I don't want to have too much to manage today, but the one that he presented was, can this be used to present a live event? Well, the answer is yes, and we'll get to an official answering a little later on and use this strategically. Hi, Karen. So we've been joined by Karen just before she came in. Terry Lee Britton joined us, and I think that I've covered everybody in the green room. I tried to invite people into the green room who have been doing Crowdcast events so that we can keep the experience building and keep the conversation current with what we are all discovering. And then in as much as we can plant that in an HOA like this and record it, then that's for the benefit of all. So those of you who are in the listening audience contributing there, you're going to gain as much out of this as anybody. And we're going to try to show you from the green room and share screen and stuff what's going on as far as behind the scenes and the setup and how things are implemented and what we are experiencing as we do, because a lot of this is new to all of us. So thank you very much. I'm going to see what else is going on here. Okay, good. I'm just checking things out as we go. If anybody would like to comment about what's going on with their Crowdcast experiences, what's going on, I'm going to deal with our incoming crowd a bit. And I'm also going to reiterate to the registries that they have to come and register on Crowdcast in order to watch this. So I'm going to go back there for a couple of minutes and I'll leave this. How about you guys take over between Karen and Terry, and then you can bring us up to date on your experience with Crowdcast.
Well, I think my experience has been, what, one day? So I think, Terry, I don't know what your time has been. I know Ron and Christy and Bill has been, what, 2 days?
Yep. Well, this is at least the second day, and in Ron's case, I think it's 3 days.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I had a day with
maybe Chris, you, I'm not sure.
So, hey, Ron, that means you're the seasoned pro. You're an expert.
That's why he's here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for a guy who didn't know what a hamburger was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Hey, you know, when you were saying that, actually, I had the camera off, but I was laughing, going, "You don't know what a hamburger?" Well, I didn't know about a hamburger too until probably about 6 months ago. and that's what they call it. Because I was looking for food. Like, what burger are you talking about?
Oh, the settings menu for the Chrome. I'll bet you.
Yeah, the hamburger. So, Ron, you're more seasoned than all of us then. So I guess, Ron, what's your take on Crowdcast at this moment?
Well, I'm liking it. To me, I see if people go through and register, I think it's easier to get on.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that the questions are on, even though it's not working for me today, the questions on the right side, you can see them going through, and everybody can see the questions. Now, the only thing that I see is going to be a problem for the host is if the host has to do what he has to do or she has to do and field the questions and answer, and do some other things with the questions, it's going to be a lot of work. So there's got to be a way that, like on a regular hangout, where somebody fields the comment tracker and checks that and checks some other things and helps the host out a little bit. That's one thing I can see that right now isn't available with Crowdcast. I certainly like the fact that the analytics that you get with Crowdcast, and you can get people's email to send them a notification and ask them if they want further notifications. And the other thing is the location where people can see on a map where the people are coming from, how many are here, how many are there. And I think Cy mentioned on Elaine's Crowdcast that it can also break it down as far as demographics with age group also. So I'm not sure about that one. And then there's ways that you can incorporate a paid event and using PayPal. So there's a whole lot of pluses to it. It kind of takes in the business hangout, the webinar jam, and some of the others, and puts it in a package, and it's free.
Okay,
Hey,
so
free's always good, right?
Yep.
So just to let you know, recording for posterity, because if there was a way I could speak to the people observing in the Google Plus land right now, I would try to make it clear to click the link, go to Crowdcast, register via Twitter, Google Plus, or Facebook, and then start watching. So I actually sampled my link. I posted it again, and WeWek is trying, but he's getting this response of, I can't explain that, but he's getting it repeatedly. I just tried the same link from my browser. It took me right to the event, and as a result, let me share my screen real quick. Let me share the right screen. Okay, so I was on, let me see. I was on this page. You can see right here, WeWek did not successfully get in. But earlier, just before that, I posted this link. And that's the exact link URL for the watching of the video. And the link takes you to a place where it requires a sign-in. How about if I just show you that again? I'll just exit out of there.
You know what I noticed is that the link in the tickets that you put in there, or is that location? It is not live, and that surprised me.
Yeah, I tried like hell to make that a live link, but then all you could do is copy paste. But when you take the same information from there and copy it into a comment, it becomes a live link. So
well,
anyway,
if you had just pasted it into the top of the description, it would have become a live link. What made it break is that you tried to paste it into that tickets thing, or location. Maybe that's location that you pasted it in. Go ahead
Yes,
and
it
edit
is.
that. Oh, it is location, and I think
I'm going to
location is supposed to be a map. It's supposed to be map
do that right now. I'm
coordinates.
going to edit the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a Google Maps thing.
That's a
You need
Google
it.
Map thing. You're supposed to put a location or an address in there.
So I'm going to try adding this to the details information.
Just to the top above where it says copy and paste.
Yeah, it's a live link.
Okay, so that cures that. We have to take the live link and not only put it into any location information, but actually paste it into the comment, the details of the event, and then it's a live link. So
Yes,
let's
that's
try it.
true of any link you paste into details.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's click the link. It opens up a new tab, takes me to this, so I can tell that through my own proof that this works. And then clicking live, I've got the sound off, but you can see it's showing actually what we're doing right here and now. So at least you guys can witness the system theoretically should work. We got you muted again, Terry.
No, I have myself muted because I have a fan running. It's blazing hot in here.
Oh, okay. Saw your lips moving. I thought we were missing out some great stuff.
You're
Okay.
missing some great stuff.
So anyway, people keep telling me, oh yeah, go to the Crowdcast demo. It's got all the basics in there. It shows you how to use everything. But the thing is, I had stuck in my mind that I want my comment tracker to work, because the features of comment tracker are such that we can highlight what people are saying, not just questions or topics, but actually off the cuff statements coming from the audience that they make, which we don't necessarily do better by controlling the comments. The open stream comments allows people to think openly, right? But
And see each other's comments and respond to each other and talk and say hi and hey, I like you. Why don't we get together in a real time hangout and all that stuff? You know, it's like this question thing is so it distances people from each other and even from us. It creates a podium audience arrangement, which I don't like.
well, now, but
Of
I
course,
see
it's just the Q&A app. Let's face it, it's just the Q&A app, rearranged, redesigned to look different.
Yeah.
So,
And there is a value there, but I like both. And if I could incorporate it so that I could feature, hey, so-and-so's got a really, really astute point that they made here, and then show that in a feature to the crowd, front and center, and show that. I mean, there's really no way to really replace that concept. You guys, could you keep it down? I'm live. So if I do that, and highlight a statement, then that makes that very, very predominant, and it gives the hosts and the people in the green room a chance to really highlight people out in the audience, and that makes it more connective and more live and participative, and the people feel like, yeah, I was able to contribute something of value. Now, during
definitely.
any given hour, it may be hard to contribute. Everyone's going, how do I get some comment that everyone's going to like? And, but at least they're thinking creatively, and it's energizing some brainwave patterns and brainwaves and so forth. So
Well, that seems to underscore the fact that it looks like all the apps probably work in this format. Correct?
Well,
Yeah, Roland. I'm sorry. I was just playing with the comment tracker with the YouTube thing, and it wouldn't update live until I actually went and put the source in. And I don't know if you can see, I've got 3 comments in there now that come from YouTube.
Oh, the YouTube comments. Yeah, I see them.
Well, I can't distinguish between the
Yeah.
YouTube comments and regular
The
comments.
ones on the far right are the YouTube ones.
Well, all my comments are on the far right. They're all coming in the same stream.
Hmm.
Oh, I see.
Well, if I'm looking at comments from the Hangout itself, I wouldn't know the difference. I
Hmm.
would assume that this stream is primarily coming from the Google Plus event page. However, as yesterday, I did not have the feed from the Google Plus event page, and everything that was coming through was from the connection that we had from Christie's connection on YouTube.
Yeah, and I didn't get those until I actually went and I grabbed the source from the comments URL from the YouTube page
So
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
but that
this
makes
is
sense.
okay. So
Well, what are you expecting to happen? That you grab the URL of the talkgadget.google.com/hangouts URL? In
we
other words,
tried everything and none of that worked. The only thing that
I didn't.
worked from a traditional comment tracker standpoint is when I shared the event page, which does not have the video feed, with the with my timeline feed.
It
Then
doesn't have
copy.
the video feed?
No, it's just the event page with a link to Crowdcast, but it is not showing anything. I mean, it's got the comment stream if you want to sit there and comment without watching the video, but for the most part, it's not inconsequential
But
because
all you would have to do is paste the YouTube link into the event page, and the video would be live, because that's all the event page does is display a YouTube event, a YouTube link. So if you went back into your events editor and you went and grabbed the YouTube link for this thing and pasted it into where it says YouTube at the bottom, then people on the events page would also see the video.
Yeah, because we were talking yesterday, Roland, about how you use those custom options, and you could like put your Crowdcast URL in for the web URL, and then put your YouTube URL in there. Maybe that would work.
maybe. So let me go to the event page, and can somebody feed me a YouTube link? Wait a minute. If I edit the event options, no, that's not what I want to do. So somebody remind me how I'm going to get the YouTube feed.
There it is. I just sent it to you.
Alrighty, thank
It's
you.
actually on the event, on the Crowdcast page. It shows how you can click the YouTube thing and leave the Crowdcast and go to YouTube to watch it if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's do it that way. So here I am on the live page, and where's
Yeah,
the
sure.
YouTube link?
Let me see you. So,
Where's the YouTube link?
I just sent it to you. Oh, it's the URL of YouTube.
Oh
If
yeah.
you go to the watch page.
So hang on now. Let me see if I got this right. Grabbing the YouTube link, going back to the event page of Smarties. And you're saying just embed it in the comment.
No. At the bottom, it says YouTube link if you're in advanced mode.
Where
Show
do
me
I
your screen. Show me your screen.
Yeah, I'm asking you where I put this link now that I've got it.
I'm not sure what you're looking at, so you better show me your screen.
Okay, so the objective is to get the video playing in the Smarties stream.
Okay,
So I've got the YouTube.
go to the description, the details page, and edit this event. No, well, okay, yes, that.
Yeah.
Scroll to the bottom. Whoops, how can I see Christy?
Oops,
All right,
sorry.
look.
Mute.
Don't worry, I just Highlightable. Okay. Okay, you're not in advanced mode, so go up to the top. See where it says event? Go to the top. Don't hit cancel.
All right, just calm down.
I can't. I'm supposed to leave in 5 minutes. Go
Oh,
to event
sorry.
options. Go to advanced. Show more options. This is what I do every single week for my show.
Yeah, because Roland, he's not using the standard HOA thing. He's using a custom
Right.
stream.
So I have to do this exact thing is paste my YouTube link because remember I create a live event and that creates a
Right.
YouTube. And so okay now if you click out of there because you've already clicked show more options and you go to the
So it
bottom
goes-
you'll see a place where it says YouTube URL optional. Just paste that in there. And this is also where at website URL or ticket seller URL is where you could paste the link to the Crowdcast event. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well,
Bingo.
I see. So before we click out of that and save that, let me
Mhm.
go to the Crowdcast event, copy the event.
At the top. At
Right.
the top. Right there, yeah. I guess that's it.
And then go back to.
That one, yeah. Oh, it's... Unfortunately, because you didn't hit save, when you left that tab, you undid
Right, I
whatever
got
you
it. So I'll just
started.
have to go back there.
Well, that's all right.
again.
Practice makes perfect. Unless it's the one on the left. No, that's the YouTube. Okay. So yeah, so just go to details or that button, right? Event options, advanced, show more options, and then you paste that link you just copied into the website URL or the other one.
Doesn't matter which one. Huh?
No, they're just optional. They really just show them as clickable links. Then go get that YouTube URL and paste it into YouTube.
So if I
URL.
go away from here, it's going to screw me up again, I guess.
Maybe does my chat show that I
No,
sent
it's
you
in the
that
same-
in the chat?
It's in the same browser. How about can you send me the link and
Well, hit save. Just hit save and go back and do it again. At least you'll already have advanced open.
I don't want to. Okay. So now I'll go back and get the.
The YouTube. There it is.
Might help if you pinned yourself, Roland, so everybody can see what you're doing.
Doesn't matter. I
I
just
got
gotta
him
get this
pinned.
done.
No, copy that link out of the top right there.
I did that.
Okay, go back to your event page. Event page, third tab. Third tab.
Thank you.
Go to details, or that button, yeah, event, edit event. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom.
I have to hit advanced.
You should already be in that. That's already done. It doesn't because you hit save, remember? And
Yeah,
then
but
hit-
I didn't know
paste it
whether it
in?
would be showing or not.
yeah, it saved it.
Saved
There you
it
go.
was fine, but I didn't know if the advanced options would be showing unless you hit the advanced options.
Oh no, it shows from now on
Because you entered something.
because you entered something in there. Okay, so now you already have it. You can see right there. There's your event. It's playing.
Schwing.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little more work, but it works so that people can now be on our event page, watch the hangout.
Yep. They can be on the event page or at Crowdcast or on YouTube.
Mhm.
So now this legitimizes Comment Tracker as a facility to maintain the connection on our Google Plus event page.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay, this is what I've been after for about 4 days now.
Oh well, I'm only at $72 an hour. That took less than an hour, and
Well, I'm willing to work. Well, you know,
but I owe you a favor.
I did mention it yesterday.
I owe you a favor, so yeah, and she beat me to it anyhow. She gets the
Well,
$72.
That's because I've been watching your videos, Terry.
I waited 3 days so I could save your fee. But that is a great education. and I'm going to have to go watch my own video just to
That's right.
make sure I can
That's what I
remember what
do.
the heck I've done. So that's that really solves a lot of issues for me. And
Yeah,
one of the
yeah. I
biggest
think
things I was trying to figure out is how to maintain the comment tracker opportunity. I know that Terry, you've only got minutes. Was there anything you wanted to add to this before we
um,
let you go?
no, I mean just in my quick impartial review of it. Some people aren't going to like the having to sign up aspect of it, but the cool thing about this is, and those folks can just watch it on the event page like they've always done. So this doesn't
Yeah,
force what we've just discovered. Doesn't makes it so we're not forcing people already accustomed to seeing the Smarties show or any other show in a certain way through the event page from having to change their ways and going to a
exactly.
different place to sign in. However, now we have access to Twitter and Facebook folks to sign in and be able to watch, which we didn't
Now,
have before.
now the other thing is, we did not have to make it a registered event. It could have been you
Ah,
don't have to register, and which opens it up to everybody. The reason I did the register was so we could see the A/B test of what was going on. And now the people on the event page who want to go there and click that and watch can just go there, click and watch, and then also realize that they're seeing this live, but they can go back and watch the replay, and they
yeah. In
don't.
fact, if people would please go over there and watch it and give us some feedback on what they think of the interface and the. We haven't done a poll yet, but it has a place where we could have added a poll and as the
Before we're
Q&A
done
app.
here today, we want to have a poll. So
Okay.
But
Can you
Roland,
add one?
I would think you would still have to sign in either through Google, Facebook, or Twitter because that's how you actually see the people's faces on the Crowdcast's comment thread. So you can't just watch it. You actually have to somehow register to see it.
well, you have to
Or
be registered um, with
have to
Crowdcast.
authenticate.
Yeah, but
To
yeah,
access
but
Crowdcast, you have to be registered with Crowdcast, but you don't have to register to qualify that you are like opting in for the video if you don't require it. You can just watch it right there. But I haven't done that yet, so I don't know what it looks like.
See if it makes you authenticate or not.
Yeah. So all you have to do is be a registered user of Crowdcast, and apparently you don't have to make your Hangout a register only. People do not have to check in. They just have to check in to the interface and then click to watch your Hangout. But as I said, I
Okay.
haven't done that yet. The only two that we've recorded, I've made register only.
Roland, you might be interested in knowing, I think Sai is following us in the comment stream. So I
Oh
can't think
yeah.
of anybody better to address questions to.
Well, that's cool. I was hoping to bring him into the green room and fire these directly at him. But just to let you know, I'll do a brief advertisement, which I never do, for the Smarties show. We're going to have Sai on Saturday morning marketing Smarties 1 week from this Saturday. So
Cool.
the 4th of July, Sai is going to be joining us. Sai Hossain is the CEO, founder, and developer that created Crowdcast. So all this is due to you, Guy. And just in case he wants to step in and defend himself, I think I'll send him a direct invitation to the green room here. Hang on a second, guys.
Do you need me to get out in order for him to get in?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there should be plenty of room, Christy.
Okay, thank you.
You know, one thing also about what we discovered about being able to get that event page showing the video is that this makes it a real killer to some of those other things that I saw that musicians are using lately. I was extremely frustrated trying to watch. I missed someone's show on Concert Window, and they don't record the darn things. And
Oh man.
so if you miss the Lauren Live thing, that's it. You miss it. Whereas with an HOA, In studio mode, it's plenty adequate enough for musical performances that are live, and you get the recording right away, and instantly. And so I think Crowdcast is just a great platform. If he would add a tip jar methodology,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend, because that is, I think, one of the things that Concert Window and the other ones that compete with Concert Window, they all have a tip jar capability. So if there was some way, and usually they have a suggested $1 or just tip, and $10 gets you some kind of perks, similar to how those Kickstarter and things like that, where you different amount, the amount you give gets you different types of perks back. And so if they could build something like that, and I think that he just might have that musician crowd who are already accustomed to how studio mode works, and you get the benefit of having your video live in several different locations, because it's a YouTube video, could be embedded on a web page, could be watched in Crowdcast, could be watched on YouTube, can be watched on an event page of Google+. So how can you lose?
Is that tip suggestion available through the PayPal thing you were talking about yesterday, Ron?
Hey, actually, guys, Sai's just wrote back and said, Terry, we are looking to add donation-based pricing for paid events.
Cool.
Oh, okay. But for non-paid events, yeah, okay, I see. Donation-based, exactly. Because people get in free. Well, the thing is not to restrict it where they can't get in free, because people usually give a tip as an afterthought after they've listened to some of the music, have decided they appreciate it, have decided that this is the best rendition of their favorite song they've ever heard, and so they give the tip as an afterthought. So I would not use this as a donation type of barrier to entry, where you either get in free or you make a donation to get in. I would make it so that it's possible to leave the tip during the program. Or even during the recording, viewing of the recording, if that's possible.
So Terry, what you're suggesting is having like some sort of like icon or something around where you can see a little jar where people can easily put their dollar or whatever they want to put in.
Yes, concertwindow.com is a good example of that being effective. Problem is they don't record, and it seems hard to build an audience in a venue like that because you don't have the reach of a Google+. And this Crowdcast being able to touch Twitter, Facebook, Google+, probably everywhere else, just blows it out of the water, in my opinion.
And
I was going to say is that Susan out there is also saying, and I think Lynn had the same thing, is that there are lots of pauses and hiccups, and sometimes I hear Roland kind of cut in, cut out. Is everyone else having that same issue?
No, not today. I'm not. I did early on Roland cut out in the beginning.
Tell you what, I'll mute myself for the next 60 seconds to see if it helps.
No, you're good. I think it's just normal Hangout hiccups because of the bandwidth issue when you get more than 4 people.
Yeah,
and did you see the news today that Meerkat has now got a custom embed code that you can pop into your web page?
Well, so what? It goes away. It's what, are you going to delete that post? Constantly having to go chase after your posts?
Yeah.
Sounds worthless to me.
Yeah.
There's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
And we kind of like previewed that before we started, that Meerkat and Periscope were having this battle on the side. And then I got hung up on Crowdcast, and I thought, oh, that blasts the other conversation out of the water. I got to stick to what.
This is truly awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to go. I'm sorry, but I'm glad I was here, was able to pop in and at least get us, so we had our video on the web page and get your links working and all that.
Terry, the technology man, helped us out again and helped us get a way to get the video embedded, the feed embedded in our event page, and legitimize the Google Plus connection. I'm very happy because then that further extended our ability to maintain the Google Plus and also incorporate Comment Tracker legitimately. So
hey, will Comment Tracker bring in tweets on a hashtag?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think it does. I remember watching a
be
demo
able to pick
a long
any
time
source,
ago.
right?
Yeah. As long
For
as you can
another
find
day,
the
perhaps.
source. Yeah.
So,
all right. Take care, everybody.
Thanks,
All right.
Terry.
Nice to meet you, Terry.
Yeah, likewise.
Bye,
Good
Terry.
to see you.
Thank
See you, Chris.
All right,
Bye,
cheers.
Ron. Hey, Bill.
So,
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
looking
so
so happy down there in Belize.
Well,
All right, Terry, would you go away, please? I'm
All
waiting
right,
for you to
bye.
leave so I can go on for the next subject.
Next. Bye.
Thanks, Terry.
So
what-
Sai actually made a comment, guys, where they're talking about the lag, and he's saying that actually it's something that they can't control. It's basically Google.
Right.
So that there's the lag, and sometimes you hear the pausing. It's more of the technology, I guess, the interaction between the hiccups between Google and Crowdcast that's coming from
Yeah.
Google Hangouts.
Karen, is that the same reason that Terry went to the custom broadcast stream? Because he said he has a lot better performance with that.
Yeah. Well, I think that, and I think that's why people also go over to business Hangouts too, because of the lag.
So I'm wondering if there's integrated opportunities with Crowdcast and Business Hangouts.
I think they're competitors. Business Hangouts is not related to Google.
Sure, that makes sense. So as we refine
And
the,
Roland, you're basically a black screen for me now.
I can't help that.
Oh, you're frozen.
Well, I'm not frozen to myself.
Picture.
How am I to everybody else?
You're a
Like
black
right
screen.
now, I see my. Right
You're
now, I
black
see
screen,
myself on
Roland.
You're
Well,
black.
All right. I got the message, but I can't cure it. I don't know what to do about that.
You could try maybe go into your settings and then tell it your video cam again, and then say
Well,
it.
how
You
about if
know.
I just white box somebody else?
Ah,
Oh, Molly's going to join us.
hey Molly.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Molly.
Hey.
I know we don't want to talk about this, but Denver Prophet Jr. In the comment stream, HOA comment tracker can create a widget first, then use the long URL with a number in it. I think he's referring to something about Periscope or Meerkat or something, and But anyway, I just wanted to let people know that there's a way that it can be done. So. That's all of that. I'm done. I won't mention it ever again for the rest of this show.
It's all right.
Yeah, I got a pretty strong reaction from Terry on that one.
Yeah. We've been discussing it briefly back and forth and doing some side research, but this is the first one additional concept that I've been able to add some significant depth to the opportunity, and actually here we are doing this. So I see no negatives from using Crowdcast at this point. Hi, Molly. Go ahead and unmute your mic and just join in the open conversation. We've been going for pretty much 40 minutes now, and we're sitting in the green room before we started, and so we've got a lot of ground covered, and we got to record a lot of it too. But we figured out how to embed the code of the Crowdcast production in order to get the feed live in Google+. And so now people can just go to the Google Plus page and watch there. So it's going to be interesting to find out how many people watched from Google Plus when we finally got it going, and how many people succeeded in actually making it to Crowdcast and joining. And at this point, apparently there are 19 people watching from inside Crowdcast, which I think was phenomenal. I figured it was going to be maybe a dozen at the most, but we're getting some interaction, and we're proving that the people will figure out how to make the connection to Crowdcast. But we can also note that we can make it a lot easier now than we used to have it.
Yeah, one of the things I had thought about doing, and actually Elaine Nieverding had suggested, is setting up an event page and then just using the link as the official website. So that would be one way that we could do it. I actually had a chance to speak with Sai yesterday for, God, like about an hour and 15 minutes. And we had a really good conversation. I mentioned your show. I mentioned that you reached out to him. You know, I went over some strategies for him that he could implement that I've seen a couple other people do, like with the CircleScope app and the Node 3X software. And, you know, pretty much just, he's really brilliant developer, but when it comes to marketing, they have very limited knowledge. And I said, well, you know, that's my area of expertise is marketing. So why don't we you know, kind of partner up? I wouldn't say we're technically partners yet, but the door was kind of open in the sense that you know, there may be not necessarily a position, but an opportunity for me to actually work with them and
definitely an opportunity to co-promote, if nothing else, and you're definitely going to benefit from each other. So whatever we do here on the sideline with Smarties, same thing. We'll just contribute to the whole flow of the promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to be part of the spearhead of what's going on here. I see a lot of benefits for Crowdcast, and you know, everyone's talking about business HOAs and various other wrapper opportunities, but I was pretty happy with regular old Hangouts, and we were having pretty good luck with that. So it's a good starting point in the first place. But I see that Crowdcast offers some additional things that we are really going to benefit from. So I like that a lot.
One of the things I discussed with him in regards to his campaign is, you know, I went over, you know, had you considered using AdWords, analytics? Now, they do have their analytics set up, but they're not really drilling down the data. And I explained to him, I said, you know, just like you've set up in Crowdcast where, you know, you can go in and see gender, you know, time of day, you know, age group, you know, all these different variables. I said, we're actually going to be able to do it with his campaign, and what I'm hoping to accomplish is I would like to use him as actually as a case study, where I actually, you know, through his marketing, you know, actually use those statistics and put together a case study, which we could even feature on the Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties show once we get his campaign up and running.
Yeah, I'm open to that suggestion. I do want to address something before this goes too much further, and we're going to start answering a few questions. But anyway, what was it that you'd like to say there?
I was just going to say real quickly that I think in addition to him being a case study, I'm actually on July the 2nd, I'm going to be on a show where I'm actually going to be using one of my clients who's using the nonprofits, the Google nonprofits, as a case study. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you guys have a chance to watch, that would be awesome. I mean, if you don't, that's fine too. But it kind of will exemplify what I'm wanting to do with Sai and Crowdcast in the sense of using them as a case study. So that's it.
Okay, good. So just so that we can see how the Q&A feature works, I'm going to go ahead and feature some of the questions, and we're going to answer them. And then I'm going to do the start-stop answering the questions thing. So whenever I bring up a question, I'm going to say it's open for discussion. People can contribute. But then we want to wrap it up as soon as possible. I can finish the answering of the question and process it out, and then we can go on to the next one. We'll do like 3 or 4 in a row here, and then see how it registers and see how it works. The first one that I'm going to ask is one that I registered before we ever started, and that is, how compatible is Crowdcast with mobile? And so I've clicked the button now, and now we are concerned with how compatible Crowdcast is with mobile. Anybody have any feedback there? Okay, well, I'll have some feedback then. I was able to embed the code for placing it in a website in my R&D hotline, and it actually displayed the feed of the event in my web page, and I was able to access it, watch it, and assure that it works just fine. Now, since my website is responsive, I can further say that people could access my website, and I've got a predominant link where they could link to the web page featuring the event itself and go right to the event. And it seems to work very well, so I can vouch for the mobile. Anyone want to add to that before I finish answering? Yeah, Molly.
I actually did a page. I did a website audit of his website yesterday while I had him on the phone, and I can assure you his website is responsive and mobile friendly.
Yeah, I was more thinking about, and then in other words, all the events coming through his site are mobile friendly. Okay.
Yeah, I had a chance to actually go look at the coding that the developers have put on the website, and wow, is all I have to say. It was intense, to say the least.
I bet it was. So we will tentatively consider the question from about mobile compatibility and Crowdcast to be done for now. So I'm going to go ahead and click that out of the way. And let's see. Here's one from Craig H., who came in nice and early, and we found him in the green room, not the green room, but the event page of Crowdcast, one of the earlier signees. And he says in his question, can this be used to present a live event? Obviously, yes. I'm trying to decide to go with a paid YouTube or another system for presentation in August. So I think that we kind of covered that in a way. There are some probably better platforms if you want to pay for the service. I'm going to white box myself. There are probably better formats if you want to pay for a service. But as a free service, I don't know if it could be beat. And what do you think, Molly? Or anybody?
At this point, I would say that I think it's probably one of the best services out there for free at the moment. I can assure you, though, that that is not going to stay that way. One of the things that we discussed was, how is Cy going to monetize Crowdcast? I mean, obviously he's in business, so you can't offer something for free forever. So I would definitely recommend. I don't know what his final decision is going to be, but I made a suggestion to him that people who are using it now, that he go ahead and let them keep using it for free because we're out here beta testing it for him. And then at a later time, which I think he said 2 months from now, I guess the developers are working on the different packages that they're going to sell people. And I said, well, at that point, then release the different packages. I have no idea what they are, but that's kind of what I see. So, to answer that question to the gentleman who asked it, I would say go ahead and use this platform while you can for free, because that is going to be changing.
All right, and I'm screwing up as we go because I think I forgot to click the button start. So Craig, we just answered your question, and I just did engage the button right now, so it shows you that I'm not used to using the system. But you would listen to the 3 to 5 minutes before this, and it would have the actual answer to your question. So, okay, so I'll at least log that in to the timeline, and I'll call that question done answering. And rather than make this more confusing than it is, and try to get too much of an education on how I'm doing this, I'll pick one more question and then we'll move on for now. Let's see. And I'll do this. Okay, this got a vote. The question is, are you considering tracking comments from G+ event and Crowdcast? So we'll review that now and be thinking about it, and we're going to start answering the question. So I just clicked the button, and the question again is, are you considering tracking comments from G Plus event and Crowdcast? And basically the answer is that the stream of answers ongoing in Crowdcast are recorded, and we can always review those. And the questions and answers, like what we're doing now, get posted and are accessible via a link to the actual the points in the video that pertain to the answer. So it's like a timeline signature throughout. So this is actually pinpointing this time in the conversation that we are answering your question. But yet in the comment tracker comments, the feature is a little different because we can feature comments, we can see the comments, but I like that we can feature them live and show people and enter it into the discussion. However, it does not mark the timeline. So there are features from each of these things that make a lot of sense and have different value. And so far, I don't want to give up either one of them. Molly, did you have any comments?
I actually was answering a question in the stream about the nonprofit thing. Craig H. said something about he was going to make it a point to watch, so thank you, Craig, for doing that. But to get back to the question, I don't really have any additional insights. That was not a topic that we even touched upon when I talked with Cy yesterday, so I'd have to ask him.
Okay, so the tracking comments for me in general Hangout mode with Comment Tracker has been really important because it includes the people in the audience so effectively. And although I know that we have comments going on right now, and then I look at them, and I'm trying to basically be aware of the various streams of concepts going through, and I find it impossible to keep up. So I can see having a second and third administrator monitoring all these things and feeding me side information as we go to keep a host's knowledge of what's going on and awareness of the general live event as current and as full as possible. I can see having 2 or 3 site administrators monitoring all this stuff. But I like the tools greatly, and I think maybe designing a team that interacted well with these various facilitators could be very, very powerful. So I'm going to mark that done answering, and thank you for the question, Denver. So we'll move away from this for a while and give me a break, and so I don't have an aneurysm. But so we will test that later on and find out whether the answered questions, which are monitored there in the Q&A, whether you could go right to the spot and see what's going on, and whether it's effective, whether you could see yourself using this as a tool for marking places in your own Hangouts that are essentially pinpointing the exact space where questions are being answered. So that's the value of that. Now,
so Roland, there's actually a couple of comments that are coming through from Cy to kind of follow through the conversation that's been going on. So
okay.
the first comment was talking about whether there will be a free tier product here for future planning here, and yes, there will be. There always will be a free tier along the paid plans in the future. And this other comment he had here is that they are looking for ways to display questions and comments on Crowdcast to your video like Comment Tracker.
Boy, that would just make that full circle so complete. And, you know, because to have one or the other, to me, just completely doesn't make sense. I wouldn't want to give up either one.
Okay. And then he also said he's got to run. He thanks everyone for being able to. Thank you guys for being to excite about playing around with Crack. So he's happy that we're playing with it. Take care and feel free to message me or the team anytime by hitting the help link in the left menu.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you, Cy, even from being on the outside and being able to contribute to our event. and help guide our thinking because you answered some really critical questions. And we look forward to seeing you live on a Saturday morning Marketing Smarties, July 4th. So consider this the early promotion to have people come see you on that date. And I'm really excited about it because I'm going to be that much smarter by the time the date comes. And so I won't be floundering around trying to use Comment Tracker and the feed into G Plus, etc. But one report from the actually event page, we have 20 people who actually registered and came in and are watching from Crowdcast. And from the Google Plus event page, there were 26 RSVPs. So actually, considering the 26 RSVPs, we've got a pretty high percentage of actual follow-throughs watching if they got to Crowdcast and are watching. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if the event page is the primary exposure, and I don't know if people got a message from Crowdcast separately, but I think that all I did was present this through basically through a Google Plus post and then also through the event page. And if that's the case, then the 26 people from the event page basically represent all the people who are responding. I don't know if the people responded separately from any kind of a Crowdcast exposure. What do you think, Molly? Any ideas? I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. I was actually answering a question that Denver had about the API being open source and the comment tracker. What was the question again?
Let's see if I can even remember. Basically, what I think is that the people who got the stream of invitations from me got the contact primarily through Google Plus, and the 26 people who registered or RSVP'd represent the overall mass of people who are interested, but also encapsulates the 20 people who actually passed through the links and came to Crowdcast and actually registered and joined the event. And we apparently have 20 people in the event on Crowdcast.
Right. Well, I think that's been one of the hang-ups with Hangouts is that it has primarily been on Google Plus. At least I'm aware of. I did host a Google Partners Connect event, the YouTube event, and the AdWords event earlier this year, where I did go on Facebook and I publicly posted, by the way, I'm hosting this Google Plus event because they, Google Partners and out there at Googleplex, they always host the live event at the MTV studio out there, which is really cool because it's got the Google background and all that stuff. But that was the only time I personally have ever shared a Hangout on social aside from Google Plus. So I think that is going to be one of the primary features and why this is so, it has so much more traction than just a Hangout because of the fact that you're able to share it on, I believe it's Facebook and Twitter. And actually, I talked to Cy and was suggesting that he include, I think this was our conversation yesterday or the day before, but to include it for LinkedIn as well because of the fact that so many businesses are on LinkedIn. You know, Facebook to me is more of a social, you know, what'd you have for lunch today? Twitter is more of a, hey, I'm at the store. And then LinkedIn's more like a resume, headhunter, professional type social network. So every one of the social networks has their own uniqueness, I guess. And that's what I really like about it being able to share it to social is it kind of breaks down those barriers in the sense of sharing a Hangout across all the social networks instead of it just being on Google+. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, granted, Facebook is a numbers game, but they've got the numbers to back it up to make it useful. So where I don't care for the style of interaction, there's still a lot of people out there. So if you're using the right strategy, Facebook can be effective for some people, maybe not all people, but for some definitely. So it's got to be analyzed and chosen wisely. Now I'm wondering, before we let the time go away completely.
Roland, I got a question for you. So
Sure.
when you're saying that you've got 20 people, can you tell right now from your desktop there are actually 20 people registered or actually looking? I mean, I know yesterday we did the test by looking through the map. Because you could register like for a Google Plus Hangout, but you don't necessarily actually are watching it.
Let me show you what I've got.
Because it would be interesting to see that if you guys are watching out there and you are the 26 people, it would be great to actually do a kind of a count to see if people are truly watching, if they can actually comment in the comment thread.
Okay, here are the people who I have. I'll show you who's in the lineup that I assume are out there attempting to watch via Crowdcast, because to watch from this Crowdcast, I required people to register. So obviously they had to check in human live and then go to the web page, and that's what this is a record of the people, not just the people who are checking into Crowdcast, but who actually registered for this specific event, and those are the 20 people listed here. So Terry, Elaine, Ron Snaberger, he's in with us. Bill's in with us. Christy's in with us. Zara.
But those people may not necessarily be watching right at the moment.
Right. Is it any different than the way Google Plus is? I mean, it says, like, when you look in the Google event, it says, 50-something people watching, but they're not necessarily there. Maybe this isn't, it's like you say, they did the registration,
but you're not truly watching. I mean, you could be like, you could watch replay later. And I think, is that what the case is for this? Is that, are they actually truly watching?
I don't think it's the same thing. Now, because for one thing, on the Google side, it's you can basically RSVP a week before if you want. However, right here, we started this out last night. We had 5 people because I was monitoring it. Now those 5 people, most of them are in the green room with us now, and by the morning we had 10 people. By partway through the event, we had 18 people. Now we've got 20 people. I know that these people took action within the last hour to be here.
But they may or may not actually be present the whole time. I wonder if that's is that some kind of metric that Cy could have his people capture? It'd be a great, analytics to, for engagement, how long people are actually sticking around.
Yeah, because they do that with YouTube.
Shows you that, does it not?
Yeah.
Yesterday we looked at the world map and it told us basically where you were at based on your URL. And with the exception of myself, everybody that was on there showed up.
Belize doesn't count, Bill.
Well, I understand.
You're not even on there.
You don't count, Bill. You were physically here, but obviously Google Maps, you don't count. But I mean,
it'd be interesting to know too whether it just keeps track of North America, or does it actually keep track of the world? And I mean, Belize is always the last place to get anything. I just got photos last week, for God's sakes.
Yeah, because I saw the list that you showed, Roland, and I know most of the people were here, but I know people have dropped off along the way. But it would be interesting to see if actually how many people actually started watching your show, watching this, and how long they've stayed. It'd be interesting for that, because they do that with YouTube, right, to see where the engagement and where people drop off.
Right. So we'll have to ask that question to.
It's actually one of the cool features of business hangouts as well. You can actually watch your audience coming and going.
Well, we've got an inside hook on his ear, and he will listen to the concepts that we convey and probably add these features, be it from the free version or the paid version eventually. Who knows? Now I can't.
Because I think, Roland, too, when you made the comment, you had 5 people, click to say yes, they're going to come to see this. That was last night, but yeah, I mean, along the way, because of time zone differences, people are going to click, just like a Google Hangout. They're gonna click on an event and keep clicking until showtime.
I know, but the bottom line is this is way more accurate as an assumption of who might be live watching.
I guess
Bill,
a good
yes.
question would ask would be, are there any new people for you,
Well,
Roland?
I just told you that. We
No,
started
new,
today.
No. New people that you don't even know. New people
No.
to watching you. Are these all these
No.
people are people that you're familiar with?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that could be a polling question that you could present too.
Yeah.
Bill, yesterday on the map, it did show Johan over in Europe where he was from. So
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
even
that's right.
access that map. Right?
So it's
At this
just
point-
Belize again.
It's just Belize.
It's just Belize, Bill. You know why, Bill? Because you live on a tropical, location, and everyone's really upset with you. So that's why you don't show up.
It's just
They haven't got the Google
Your
Maps drone to fly over yet.
Your life is way too perfect. See, I mean, it would be ultimately perfect, right? If you actually show up. I mean, we could spot you.
Understood.
Swimming nude in your pool with a Google drone hanging over you.
So welcome
may-
everybody
yeah.
to the Bill Does Belize show. That's funny. Okay, so let's consider one more thing before we maybe wrap this up. And I want to go to a polling option. Let's create a poll and run one right now. And well, let's try this. How many people out of the 20 that show in the attendance window are actually here? So I'm going to write that up right now. Excuse me, everybody.
Molly, do you want to go to Belize and map it for Google?
I think they already beat me to the punch.
I tried doing that, but there's no addresses here, so Google won't accept the review. It's unbelievable. You're looking for a grocery store. It's 300 feet past Fido's Bar and Grill. There's absolutely no street addresses.
Honestly, what I'm really looking forward to is the SpaceX program, and where they're working on getting satellites to provide internet service where you literally could be anywhere in the world. I think for remote locations right now that it is a challenge, but once that happens, I mean the possibilities are limitless. So I'm personally looking forward to that change.
Well, I'm surprised Google Maps won't allow you to use GPS locations. And give you some way of finding those locations on your phone and tracking down those locations. Why does it have to be 123 First Street when it could be?
What I've been told is that Google wants to verify a physical location by street address. That's been my experience with getting businesses verified with Google. That's why they don't accept PO boxes. So, whether that policy changes in the future, I don't know. I mean, they're always changing things around on us, but that's my I guess assessment of why they don't show in Google Maps is because it's not a physical 123 Main Street.
But wouldn't submitting a picture with that GPS address and a picture of the storefront not satisfy the same requirements as a physical address?
No. Google's gotten to the point where they actually will start asking for the longitude and latitude. In fact, there are a couple metadata tags that if you have a website and you're a brick and mortar location, you can actually add you can actually add your literal longitude and latitude of where your business is at, and your website will get preferential treatment because you offered that information to the search engine.
Right, but you can't provide it as like I say, there's no street address here, so I mean, what's more accurate than an actual GPS location?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to ask somebody at the Googleplex as to why they have it set that way. All I know is what they require now. I know now they're currently mapping the ocean. It's a brand new project that they just started a little over a month ago. So, that kind of goes into, well, obviously there's no physical addresses in the ocean. So maybe that policy will change soon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think also, Bill, I mean, for verification, I mean, I know one particular town out here in California, they don't have street addresses. They get their they get their mail through a P.O. box, but the physical address, even for a restaurant, it's like, 14th and whatever. You physically can't get that, and it's just by law. Maybe it's also too with certification or some sort of public notice that they're also doing verifications from, so that it makes sure that this business is legit.
I see that Roland posted a poll. If you click on the polls, it says how many viewers are still watching at this time, and then the one is I am still here, and the other is who cares. I'm going to vote I am still here.
Yeah, I'm still here as well.
Yeah, if we end up with 7 votes or 6 votes, then I'll understand that we were so boring that everybody left.
I mean, we know that people have kind of dropped off, right? I mean, for sure.
Well, I have to assume.
Right? I mean, Lon's dropped off, right? Gary dropped off. Terry dropped off.
So how are you able to tell that?
Because they said bye.
Oh.
There's a common thread.
The universal wave signal.
Bye. They said bye to me. We're leaving. So I think people have dropped off that way. I mean, I just think it's interesting to see next time, Roland, when you start this, to see on the map how many people are physically there, because you could see on your desktop from the map, and then kind of take a look every once in a while to see how people are dropping off. If you can tell by that from the reporting. Because we did that yesterday, right? Where we kind of like, you looked at the map and you saw us there physically, right? And
yes.
So I would imagine as it progresses throughout the show, does it reflect real time?
So I'll show you what we've got with that.
And a tip for lurkers: move to Belize.
There's
actually, I just saw Belize City on the map. So today I'm actually being.
Cy heard you.
Who is in Nelson, New Zealand?
Oh, that was Susan.
Oh, you're right. So
Susan
hi,
Chang was in New Zealand.
Thanks for joining us. So nobody in Europe today, but everybody in North America.
Yeah, because Zara's up there in Beaverton.
So that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 or 13 people still with us. That's not bad. That's an interesting
Well,
thing.
I was just gonna say, you also have to take into account, it's a Friday, it might be working hours for, maybe they just popped in just to, just experience the event and see what it was like. So.
Sure.
What other information is there, Roland, if you scroll down?
Oh, so how many male, how many female? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm no longer sharing my screen.
Okay.
Let me do that again. So we've got male, female, 10 males, 5 females, no data, no data. Well, it's apparently saying there's 15 people still with us.
It says that 5% of the people are here from Facebook and from Twitter as well.
Well, I mean, maybe they logged in through Twitter or Facebook too, from their profiles.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, if you guys are still listening, if you came in through Facebook or Twitter, if you could let us know, that would be great in the comments.
That'd actually be a really good poll question. How what social network are you visiting us from today?
Yeah. So, at any rate, this is a pretty interesting feature. I have to assume that since it doesn't show 20 people on the map, that the people who are remaining there because of a recent still existing on the watch list while they are showing up on the map. So the 15 that show are among these people here. No matter what, this is really, really good information that we did not.
I think you'll find that map pretty accurate. I was watching it yesterday when we were on, and it was pretty much real time as people were leaving the hangout.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, it's way more information than we had from a Google Hangout. I really like that. So,
That's one of the things I really like about this is because in my industry anyways, it's really about analyzing the user experience. And because we have those insights from the user experience, we can actually take and come up with strategies to maybe make that user experience better. In this instance, obviously, it would be a Hangout experience versus a website or blog. But that's one of the things that really has fascinated me about this, because that's one of my main things when I work with a client is I try to get as much data about who they are, what they do, who you're trying to target, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to do e-commerce? Are you trying to build a following? What are you trying to do? And by having these insights that the Crowdcast platform offers, I think that as Hangout providers or people who do presentations, it's going to give them better insights as to not only how to produce their Hangout or their presentation in the future, but how they can improve upon it.
Hey, guys, Vivek, he just left, but he said he's been watching us, but still can't reach us through Crowdcast. So he's watching on Google Hangouts.
yeah, I wouldn't know how to explain the problem, but he was coming to the event page and I was talking to him, and I was posting the link right after his post. It's not working for me.
Yeah, because he said, because he says he was watching it live through YouTube, through the YouTube link.
I can't really explain this problem not to get it to Crowdcast, because I would post the link and I would sample a link myself, and it was taking me right to Crowdcast. So I know it worked. Well, it worked for 20 people.
Something's blocking him or something.
Yeah, some issue. Does anyone?
I found it was strange. Earlier, I tried linking in with my mobile, and I was actually in the film strip twice, and I didn't think you could do that on a Google Hangout.
Okay, Denver Prophet.
Do that.
Denver Prophet has a really great comment. If the 15 people who are still here, do we all get a virtual prize? Hi, Denver.
Only till 5 o'clock somewhere, Denver.
He has to go to Belize to get it.
Denver said that maybe the problem is possibly if the network is related if Crowdcast is using CDN.
Okay.
That's what he thinks, maybe.
Molly, what was that link that you just posted? Is that to
Yeah,
Crowdcast?
so I was just playing around with the little app over here, and I think it was called About. Oh no, it was a blog, and apparently they have a blog where they post information, updates and rollouts and whatever. And so I just thought, I'll post a link, and but it just says Crowdcast News, says reinventing video communication, follow us here to stay in the loop, and has an article here, 7 tips to launching on Product Hunt. Product Hunt is actually a website. You can check it out. But what they do is when they see a new product come out, like an app or platform or software, that actually take and feature that person. And Crowdcast was featured on that website. So I actually go to that website pretty regularly just to, kind of stay in touch with technology. They've got some really crazy things on there that do a lot of things. So that's what that was. It was just a link to their blog.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So I think the one thing that I would want to share also to show everybody is my web page one more time. And I'll show this to you because it is basically to show you I'm streaming live from my web page right now. And there's a little lag time, but it shows the information. And if I go to the page, let me see if I can do this. I can actually.
But when you say lag time, it's not as if it's like lagging and it's like, hiccuping. It's just lag time because there's just a delay, correct?
And basically not very much either.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just hit share and embedded it in mine too. It works great.
And here I can see as a viewer from my website all the same people that I can from my admin. So I know who's participating and whether or not they signed in. So to me that's a significant thing. If I advertised primarily through Google Plus and then they went through the link and signed up for Crowdcast before the event, and I saw them join, then to me that's more realistic a head count than anything that Google Plus can say to me, because you can't trust the figures. You can see the comments and interaction, but you can't trust the attendance figure.
Molly has a quick comment.
Yeah, I was just going to say I was playing around with my smartphone last night. I've got the Google Chrome dongle. I don't know if you guys have that or not. But I was playing around with it last night, and here's why I think this platform is actually something that just dawned upon me. I was watching my local TV through my smartphone on just a monitor. I don't have a service for this particular monitor. And it suddenly just dawned upon me that if you're able to use this Crowdcast and do presentations like this, in theory, you would actually, if you're at a live, say you're at a live presentation, and you wanted to pre-record one, you could, in theory, use the Chromecast app or dongle to take a pre-recorded or live presentation, say if you've got visitors from all over the world, and actually be at a live event and still use Crowdcast to throw it up onto a presentation screen, a monitor, or projector. So in theory, not only could you use this for online meetings and presentations and hangouts and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm kind of forced to go to these physical conferences. I'm actually going to one in July. It's for the IIIS organization, and there's going to be people like the CTO of IBM, Harvard, Yale. There's going to be all kind of Ivy League people there, and that really would be, kind of a neat thing. I hadn't thought about it. I'll have to talk to Dr. Horn. But in theory, if I could use this technology and present it to those types of people that, hey, I met Molly. And I really, it's really my first presentation with this group, because I went down and I was introduced to them back in March 11th of this year. And they were like very interested in what I was doing with Google Partners, Google Small Business, Google Rising Star. And I'm thinking this might actually be an opportunity, because I'm sure these people have absolutely no idea. I was kind of one of the reasons why they decided to bring me in, was because I've got some technical expertise that maybe they're not familiar with, that they can in turn meet me at this conference, learn from me, and then take what I've presented to them and share it within the organization. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that I think this is something that can also be applied to the real world as well as online.
Cool, very, very good. I mean, there's so much data capture and so many opportunities to actually recognize who's participating and who's doing what. And everything that we've incorporated with this Crowdcast concept has just doubled up, what we're trying to do in Hangouts, and I really like the add-on features and the analytic features as drawing a blank here. Wow, dude, I forgot your name all at once here. Can you believe that? I got a complete mind swipe of your name. Snaber. We were mentioning earlier the analytics is something that's so very important, and it just really can expand our minds about what's going on. So the tools are great. The facility is great. So far, it's been very reliable in all aspects that I can name. We've had a few minor issues, but nothing that Hangouts doesn't present to us in the first place. So we were able to get the comment tracker working. We were able to get the event live in the Google Plus stream, and so now we know how to do that. And although this Saturday Marketing Smarties will be as usual, the one following that will be a morphing into hyperspace, and we will actually have Cy join us on that date to talk about the crowdcasting. So that's going to be fun.
I did notice another difference with this from the regular Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
And that's typically when you get your notification of a Hangout and you click yes or maybe, it automatically shows up in your Google Calendar. With Crowdcast, you basically have to click on the event, or in my case, and it might be a Belize thing again, but I have to click on the event and manually decide that, yes, I want to be reminded of this event, and then at that point, it'll load it into my calendar.
Yeah, it doesn't have it doesn't have a Google Calendar feature or even Outlook Calendar anywhere to make sure that when you say yes, agree to going to this event, that it shows up.
Well, if you click on it, it sends you to the Google Calendar, but it doesn't do it automatically.
So, what I'm wondering is my strategy sound then to actually introduce the event to people through the Google Plus formatting and the event page, and control the initial opt-ins and the sign-ups through Google Plus?
Well, I think it goes back to, again, Berlin, you've got different audiences now, because if you're going to have people coming through Facebook, right, people from Twitter, people from Google Plus, it's basically using that same I keep saying Crowdcast link that will be, linking to it. So I think that's kind of what you have to think about.
Well, what I'm thinking about is that there are a lot of people already watching Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties who are used to Google Plus, and they're looking for the event notifications, and there are more people coming into Google Plus wanting to use these event things and the integration with Google Plus and Gmail and that stuff. And Facebook just plain doesn't do that, so it's a separate thing. And yes, we could be building a new audience and a new outreach at Facebook, but I don't want to lose what I've got in Google Plus. And
I think it answers the question. Then basically, you have to have a Google Plus Hangout invite. Then.
Well, in order
I think it's relevant how people's settings are set as well.
Yeah.
You might have to go the extra step and actually send an email message, because if people don't have automatically notify me via email selected in their profile, they may not get. I mean, it may show up in their stream, but they may not see it in time.
I mean, that's the whole point, Roland, where it's as you know, email marketing is basically the email list counts. So it's now becoming even more prevalent for you to capture people's email addresses.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm just primarily focusing on the actual system that people are responding to, not just emails. So I would want to do both, and it's always been part of my plan to incorporate an email list and to have a blog weekly and then an email weekly newsletter and do the whole thing. But they all got to be together. But I'm trying to capture what I've got going with the Google Plus format and make sure that it's used to the max and maintains part of the foundation of what I'm setting here. After
Well, I
all,
think, yeah, so then I think it goes back to the same statement again, is that if you have in the past used Google Plus Hangout invite, then that's what you continue using.
and then add on to it from there and morph, but maintain what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my plan. So you know, if it comes up with a better idea and to execute what we're trying to accomplish, then we will morph again. But meanwhile, I'm satisfied that we can step onto this platform and not lose anything, and that was my main goal. So I think unless anyone else has a final concept that they would like to add on to this, that we will go ahead and wrap things up and call this a successful hangout. Okay, well then I'm going to say goodbye to everybody and thank you very much for participating, and especially all those people that we kind of forget are out there during a conversation like this. You can kind of put up with the intricate inside green room conversation as we kind of get lost in thought. But thank you very much for participating. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your votes. And thanks for being here. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you all.